Hey guys, hope you're all doing well. Recently I did a collection video of tarot and oracle and miscellaneous cards, but a lot of things happened between then and now, so I've gotten a lot more decks, unfortunately. But I thought instead of just showing those new decks, I would do the pairing video that I talked about before. I have a spreadsheet, as I'm sure most of you do, but I'm also old school, and I've also written down my pairings and categorize them by season. So I'm going to start with spring, and we can look at some pairings and see how they work together, just kind of explore some decks. This isn't a chopping block video, but there are two pairings that are on the chopping block that I want to get rid of first, out of the way, so we can move forward. So first one is this, the Joy Seeker Tarot. I love the artwork. Danielle, I love your artwork. But for some reason, this deck just doesn't really connect with me. I love the Major Arcana. Absolutely love it. I guess it's the minors that kind of lose me because they're more pippish. And I'm not, as you all know, a pippish person, but the artwork again is gorgeous. So I had this deck, and because I thought, well, maybe it just needs to be paired with, because I've been watching pairing videos, and it's a whole other world when you pair and work with another deck. This one was that attempt at pairing. Now, I love Tivata Tarot. I have several of their decks. This was a Kickstarter by them, and I love the sweet animals in this deck, and so I backed it. It's a little saccharine, little sweet, as you can see. That almost reminds me of a little coffin, but that's... Anyway, it's a very sweet deck, very cute little deck. There's the book, and again, this isn't a review, this isn't a chopping block video, but this was the deck I picked to pair with this one, hoping it might, you know, bring it out or something. So there we go. I just put it like that, and they're both in order, so you know it's not shuffled or anything, because I don't use them. They're off to the side. So let me just start pulling these, and you can see kind of why I paired them, because this one almost minimalistic, this one's very busy, and it really pulls out these purples and the pinks, right? Really works well with it. However, again, I'm not a pippish person, so for me, it's still, this one just kind of falls flat. See, like the Eight of Pentacles there, just pippish. And again, you probably can't read the words on here, but they're very sweet. It says, when the heart is pure, the path to joy appears. And this one, those whose beauty is their strength. So that with the Eight of Pentacles. I mean, you can kind of, you know, see how they work together, but yeah. One is very sweet, one is minimalistic. They I think they work well together, but they're both just kind of meh to me. They don't, you know, we can't help what we can't help, right? So that one, as much as I love these beautiful animals in it, so sweet. So yeah, that one is definitely the chopping block, and unfortunately this one too, even though I love the majors, I don't use it, and even trying to pair it. Okay, so that was the first chopping block, and this is the other one. Now this one, I'm sure everybody's going to recognize this deck. I, like many of you, love the artwork on this deck. I was captivated by it. For the longest time, I resisted it, simply because my first reaction was I can't read it. But of course, you know, the more I thought about the artwork, the more I saw it, I thought, oh, it's just gorgeous. I've got to have it. So I got it. And again, this isn't meant to be review video, but the artwork on here is lovely, but I can't really read something from it. Now, maybe this one, but the rest of them are kind of hard to read. So I thought, okay, well, maybe it needs a pairing, something to pull it out. So I found this one, Tarot Force Witch. And again, love this artwork. This rabbit, as you know, I'm a Watership Down fan, so that is immediately why I was drawn to it, right? Let me open it up here. And again, this is, you know, it's a limited, you know, edition. There's the back. And again, I love the majors, love them. But then we start getting into the minors, and we have some pips again, right? So I thought, okay, this is a brown, you know, very neutral coloring. We'll pair it with this beautiful artwork from Seed and Sickle. So there we go. Pull some out of here. And again, this one's in order because I don't use it. So here we can see, because this is neutral, very faded browns, it pulls out these luscious colors in this artwork. So yes, I can see the Ace of Feathers here, you know, Ace of Swords. I can easily pull off that. But clover and strawberry. Okay. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, duh, you know, I can clearly see it, but I can't. So yeah, it's lovely together. The colors work so well together, don't they? But again, I don't know. There's nothing I can do with the Seed and Sickle, unfortunately. So because of that, it just sits in my drawer. It's not really one to be reached for because, you know, maybe it's because I'm not like uber botanical knowledgeable. I mean, I understand, you know, what some of them are, and I don't know, and I'm rambling here, but again, you look at this card, Foxglove, okay? There's a pyramid there. What is that? You know, the artist clearly had something meaning in there. There's nothing in either description, the dark and the light version, to me, that even mentions that or why it's in there. So, yeah, unfortunately, these two will probably remain in the purgatory box. All right, so those two out of the way, now I can start on my actual spring decks and show you some pairings. Right, so first on our spring list, we have the Crystal Unicorn Tarot paired with the, of course, Oracle of Unicorns. Spring light pastels, you know, playfulness, newness. These are great decks. Okay, pull these out. And all right, now these aren't in order because I do use them. Here we go. The unicorns belong together, right? I'm sure I have other decks that could have paired with either one, but again, they kind of belong together. So we've got this beautiful color, bright with the faded pastel of the crystal unicorns. And, you know, they all just kind of play together. They're all very light and airy. So we have 3 of Pentacles, Trust, and Death. I just love watching pairing videos, and I could do this all day just because I think it's fascinating to see how they bring each other out. I mean, we've got King of Pentacles, responsibility with balance, and the Emperor, you know, control, kind of all speaks the same level. They're all looking the same direction, right? They're all looking towards the future. Fascinating. Beautiful. Curious to know what other people pair their unicorn decks with. Do you pair them with unicorns? Do you pair them with dragons? Do you pair them with just ordinary? In my imagination, they're, you know, they're all fantastical creatures, so they kind of belong together. There's imagination, right? Kind of neat. Ten of Pentacles, Courage, and the Sun. Anyway, that's the unicorns. Kind of light and airy for a start. Let's move on to some more colors. All right, so color time. Here we have the Black Seed Tarot. Absolutely love Teresa Hutch's decks. I also have the White Sage. I love her airy pastels. Again, not in order because I do use this deck. So look how soft and gentle this deck is. So I chose to pair it with the Chinese 5 Elements Oracle. Look at these bright colors. This is like, wow, it really pops. And the two together just work beautifully. Now, I kind of talked about this, the Chinese 5 Elements in my deck collection one. I haven't done a full review on it yet, but I don't use it the way Vicky instructs as far as, you know, her system. It's complicated and it's really interesting though. I'm just kind of lazy right now. Apologies, Vicky, but I love the artwork and the messaging in the book is crystal clear to use just as an oracle as I use it. So let's pull some cards here for some color. Look at the colors now. Look how they just bring each other out. So we're pulling the orange from, you know, the blackbird's wing in the tiger. And, you know, we've got the greens in this flower being pulled here. It's just beautifully done. The Ace of Wands, you know, pulling up that spark of inspiration and breaking through the barrier with the tiger, right? Earth tiger there to reach across for the world, for completion. Look at the colors. I just love these decks together. When I first tried pairing things, you know, you put a deck next to each other and sometimes it's like, ooh, yuck, you know, but this one was instant wow with the colors because this one is just so bright and bold and these are so soft and gentle. And there we have the Queen of Swords with the As Above, So Below Earth Dragon to the Five of Swords. So be careful what you say because what comes around goes around and you might not like the results, right? Was it worth it? Was it worth mouthing off? Oh, so yeah, this one, again, I could do this all day and hopefully you find it just as interesting to see the colors. Look at the pink of this flower and the gentle colors in the hummingbird being brought out in this Rest and Retreat. The greens, the pinks carried over. Here we have the tower, right? So, yeah, it's just The colors are fantastic together. The softness really pulls out the brightness. So there we have the Death card from that. Again, a very gentle, quiet one. Not, you know, menacing and dark like some of them can be. Then we have Wait and Listen with the King of Swords. And the King of Swords is looking over here, right? He's waiting and listening for the change. This deep blue really compares with the sky blue and the dark shadows. So yeah, a surprising deck, the Chinese 5 element, because again, I wouldn't have ordinarily, you know, gone for it, but look how it really works and brings out the ones beside it. Lovely, gorgeous deck. So yeah, I do recommend it if you're looking for an oracle to use. All right, so let's move on to the next spring pairing. Okay, as you know, I love cats, so I have the Caticorn Tarot, and at first glance, this looks like, oh, it's a little kitty childish one, another cat deck. But I love this deck. I just love it. And they're so expressive. The book is fantastic. I need to do more in-depth reviews of all the decks I have. It's just a lot happened. And I'm just now getting back my bearings, you know, to take a breath and do this. So here's the deck. Not in order because I do use it. And again, it's kind of a, you know, a soft pastel-y, playful deck. So I wanted to pair it with something that had, you know, bright, bold colors. And that was the Wild Dreams Animal Oracle. Okay, so let's pull this out, show you what I mean. Now, there we go. So already you can see the comparison here. Let me open this up. So we've got, you know, High Priestess, Giraffe, Hold Your Head High with the Hanged Man. So already you can see these colors. These are softer, so they really pull the message from this oracle card here. That. Page of Swords with Rabbit. Be your own good luck charm. And the Queen of Swords. And they're all looking that way. This one is leaping ahead, right? So he's got his teeth in his ideas here. He's got an idea there. He's looking at the babies. Is he going to, you know, overstep his bounds and fall trying to get there? Be your own good luck charm, you know. Feel your strength in your thoughts. Be clever. Here's another one where there's soft pastel. And look at the pinks being pulled from the Wheel of Fortune. They are both looking this way. Trust yourself to climb high while remaining grounded. And look what happened here. This person is grieving because clearly they tried to go up and get the fish and fell, right? Knocking everything over, or whatever the story is. But yeah, so this really explains, you know, the wheel turns, so stay centered and balanced. Trust yourself, climb high while remaining grounded in the center. Otherwise, you're going to end up here. Totally, oops, look at that. But there's always a ray of sunshine, right? With the Five of Cups, there's still 2 left. You still can continue on. So, gosh, I'm really ranting. I'm sorry, but I just love seeing how they speak together. How they really pull from each other in their colors, in their meanings, right? The soft hues and the bold oracle. Lovely. So we have Justice, Expect the Unexpected, 8 of Swords. This one's a very playful oracle, by the way. It's not to be taken seriously, so it also blends itself well to this little playful Caticorn. Wonderful. Branch out, take a risk, indulge in your silly side. Well, look at that fool. They're taking a risk. They're indulging in their silly side, right? Wow. And he's watching. All right. So that was that pairing. Let's move on to our next one. Okay. I can't say enough about this deck. I absolutely love this deck. And it surprises me because when I first saw it, I did not like it. I did not like the faceless people. However, when I see the artwork, how easy it is to read, how lovely the colors are, love this deck. And I can easily put myself in their position because there is not a face. Could be anyone, right? Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous deck. And I have her astrology deck as well, which I absolutely love. It is stunning. All right. There we go. So these colors are, earth tones, gorgeous, flowing. And I decided to pair it with this, Songs of the Stones Oracle. Same color tone, you see. So instead of the muted versus, bold, bright colors, they're all kind of the same. Yet they really help each other talk. So let me pull some from here. So take a look here at how they help each other. Already I can see the pinks in here, the oranges, the peaches in the sky, right? In this, in the crown, there's some gold that's there with the Ace of Swords. And it's talking patience and trust, healing relationships. So, we've got over here the Four of Swords, which is, again, you're kind of resting, you're kind of healing, you're mending from the battles that were out there, right? So they kind of, again, flow with each other. It's just a beautiful, beautiful pairing. Here we go. Herkimer Crown, detached from the 3D matrix, rise above. Look what that Knight of Wands is doing, right? Rising above. And the Eight of Wands, if anything is detaching, I would say it's these wands just flying out, right? Again, with the color schemes, the golds, the browns, the skies. So here we have Carnelian, Fire, Sacred Rage. We have the Six of Wands, Five of Pentacles. Okay. Look at that. Just beautiful colorings. We've got these two little wolves, the Sacred Rage. I guess they're howling out their energy to the Carnelian, which, I've always associated Carnelian with creativity. Six of Wands, again, you get some recognition for all your hard work. Five of Pentacles, you're feeling left out in the cold, abandoned. So maybe you do have some sacred rage there for not being recognized. And again, I totally went down a rabbit hole on that. I apologize. I'm supposed to only be showing pairings, not reading them. But hopefully these kind of, set you off as well, where you can actually see these colors just pulling each other out and helping each other tell a story. So I was very surprised when I put these side by side and thought, wow, they just really speak together. And again, I totally love this deck. It's one of my favorites. All right, let's move on to the rest of our spring decks. Okay, so we were moving on. Next deck. This is the other deck by Teresa Hutch. Little pocket-sized White Sage Tarot. I don't think you can get the regular-sized one anymore, so I had to settle for the pocket, but that's okay because its pair is pocket-sized as well, so it kind of worked out. I love, as I've said before, her very airy, soft pastels. I love her color. Now, this is a pippish deck, but I can honestly read these pips by the way she has done them. I mean, that is clearly, you know, Five of Pentacles. It's broken sand dollar, right? I don't know. She's also combined the chakras with the ribbon colors. So that was very clever of her. I have paired it When My Soul Whispered. And ordinarily, I would not have thought to get this one. I don't know why. I saw it everywhere. And again, it's a little pocket size. Juicy, delicious, thick guidebook. Love it. I'm really in love with this deck. So, again, chakra colors, right? Actually much more muted and softer than the white sage. But when we put them together, take a look here. Look how they work. Oops, I've got them reversed. Duh. Sorry about that. I guess you could do it the other way. I prefer the more tarot than oracle when I do a 3-card. So, okay. So here we go. And we've got, again, there's that Five of Pentacles. Open this up. And pull some. So look at these colors here. This is a rare card for this deck. It's probably one of the darker colors, deeper colors. But still, it really works well with this oracle deck, because look how much white space and breathing room there is to allow these two to really speak. Look at that. So we've got the apple there pulled from the autumn of the leaf, right? The red. I love this oracle also because it is wonderful with the keywords, just simple, to the point, so there's no doubt, right? The Fool, running, you know, full trust, full speed ahead, full faith, running into, you know, whatever fate has planned for this little puppy. Wanting to belong, looking to the future, and the Moon, you know, illusions and fears. Healing, Three of Cups, Five of Swords. See what I mean about, even though this is pippish, you can still easily tell what's going on. This sword has defeated these four that are, you know, bowing in submission, ripped up yellow ribbon there. And these 3 cups are celebrating, cheering each other, you know, the unison, heart, mind, spirit. But look at how they all work together beautifully. Surprisingly well. The greens, the yellows. So yeah, while they're little mini pocket size, they both speak volumes. And I do love this little oracle deck. Both of these decks actually are mighty mites. They really pull no punches. So, all right. So that was a little mini pocket deck. Let's look at our next one. All right. Our next spring one is Into the Wild. And again, this is a Tivata tarot deck. I love their decks. I love this artist. Molly Publishing, Stray Cat Tarot. I have several of their decks. Absolutely love them. So if you see them on Tivata Tarot, or even go to their website, you'll see their decks, and they are spectacular. They do Into the Wild. They do the White Winnie. I believe they also do the Luna Loppen, which is the rabbit one. Just gorgeous quality decks. All right. Okay. Saying its praises enough. Let me pull out the deck itself. So this is a Rider-Waite-Smith clone using some animals. Open that up there. And you can kind of see, you know, the kind of colored pencil type drawings. Hand draw. There we go. It's a balance there. So I wanted to pair this with something, you know, colorful. Again, with some animals to kind of pair with them. And this was relatively new, so I just recently got this. And the whole point of this was because, to me, in my mind, it instantly paired with these. And it did not disappoint. The Hedge Witch Oracle. Pull this out. And again, I need to do reviews on these decks I got because they're just, they're spectacular. It's got green edging there. There's the back. So there we go. So again, these are a little bolder, you know, deeper colors, and they match so well with this tarot deck. Let me pull some of these cards. And we have bonus cards with the Into the Wild, several of them, which, you know, is nice extra. So lovely that instead of seed and sickle, we have keywords here, right? Love. So I can instantly associate, there's the dove of peace, there's love, our keyword, we've got the chariot and sunrise. Remembrance with the magician and the ace of pentacles. And again, since these are kind of softer, yellower tones, these blues really pop, right? I really prefer the Hedge Witch Oracle over the Seed and Sickle now that I don't know. Maybe it is the keywords and my brain's lazy. I don't know, but I just love it. So we got Knight of Cups, Cleansing with Immigrate. I've done interviews on all my decks, so when I start reviewing them, I need to also tell you what it told me, you know, preferred reading and what types it likes. So we got 3 Hares, which is a bonus card, Sacrifice, the Little Lamb, and the Queen of Cups. Queen of Swords, again, Rider-Waite-Smith clone, Tranquility, 5 of Swords. So I love how these are subdued, but these are just bold. And look here on the protection, row in protection, the reds are really pulling out this 10 of Swords, right? And the red in the King of Swords blanket there, his cloak, whatever you want to call that. It looks like a blanket. Banishing with the Star and Nightmare, right? So we banish our nightmares by having hope. This yellow. Look how the inspiration, the yellow here in this fennel, is being pulled here in the sky. 6 of Wands with the 3 of Swords. Really work well together. Okay, and this is a joy to have, by the way. It's just beautiful. All right, so let's move on to our next deck. Okay, so the next deck is the Cottage Magic Tarot. I love this deck. I just love this. So easy to read. Some people might have complained about the cardstock. I don't have a problem with it. I don't viciously riffle shuffle my decks. I tend to overhand, you know, we got a jumper. I tend to overhand them. So, you know, I guess if I riffle shuffled, I might, you know, abuse some of my decks and make them wear out. But I'm overly cautious about taking care of them. Maybe I'm just OCD. But I love the artwork on this. This is like an old friend to me. There we go. It's so easy to read. And I have paired it because of these beautiful colors with the Enchanted Earth Oracle. So both of them are kind of, I don't want to say fairy tale, but they're both this, you know, magical forest kind of thing in my mind. And cottage out in in the English countryside. So, okay. So let's take a look here. Pull some out. There we go. So we can easily see here, these, again, are subdued, right? The tarot is subdued a little bit. I love the art style on both of these decks. But the Six of Candles, Six of Wands, right? Subdued sky, but easily to read. Look at the colors. And the Five of Teacups, you know, this kind of violet type sky with the cups. Look at the violet that's being pulled out of this card here in the sky. Onward, release, shame, and hope, right? So you're releasing this pain, this shame. And look where the rabbit is looking, over here to the Six of Wands. She is proud, she's happy, she's, you know, achieved accomplishment. The horse is marching happily by. So it works. Forgive. And we have Ace of Candles with Three of Teacups, Three of Cups. Very, very easy to read. Look at the pinks here being pulled from the candle, right? There's that Ace of Wands pulled here. Forgiveness, compassion, healing. And here is healing, you know, compassion, you know, with your celebration going on. The pink from her dress, the greens from the flowers. It just works together beautifully. And I wouldn't have put them together just looking at them separately, right? King of Pentacles, look at the greens of this meadow. Observe enlightenment, flow, and growth with the Four of Cups, right? You can see how they speak to each other. I see that a lot, I know, but gosh, they do. There's our Emperor pulling the deep greens from the tree, the red out of the fox, and then the Ace of Swords here with the green, the mountains. Manifesting, discernment, discipline. There's the Emperor, discipline, manifesting that thought. Clever like a fox. So hopefully you can also see and enjoy what I saw when I put these two together. There's the Eight of Swords, intuition, wisdom, messages, synchronicity, and the Nine of Cups. We have Seven of Wands, movement, release, healing, quiet progress. Seven of Pentacles, Seven of Biscuits. So there she's, you know, fending off the monsters, the ghosts, right? She's standing her ground, and he's waiting, taking stock of what he's done. And there's movement in between. Release, healing. There's the quiet progress. She's releasing her fears. And the rabbit is, you know, leaping through the moon, which is also fears, illusion, right? Yeah, I really went down the rabbit hole. See what I did there? Sorry. This hopefully is not boring to you. So anyway, you can see how absolutely beautiful this deck is, how gorgeous the artwork is on this oracle. I just absolutely love it. And they're a beautiful pair. Right, next, we are moving on through Mystical Cats Tarot. As you know, I have a lot of cat decks. This is a fantastic one. It really is. I've had this for quite a while. And these little kitties, they really, they speak quite clearly. So here you can see, again, this is this lovely kind of colored pencil, watercolor type, hand-drawn, again, beautiful artwork of cats. And the cats are very expressive. And I wanted to pair it with something a little more dreamy. So this is the Mirror Oracle from, I think I got it off of Etsy. This is the only deck Shirley Alford has done. I love her watercolor, or her paintings. Pull it out of here. Okay. This is just a gorgeous oracle deck. put it here. So it's kind of a, you know, dreamy landscape here. Different, you know, there's people, there's animals, there's everything in here, but keywords as well. So let's start looking through here. We'll see how they pair. So we've got Soul Tribe, Seven of Pentacles, definitely waiting by the hole, right? Soul Tribe, and there's the World. So waiting to find your tribe. And what is that cat doing? It's looking out the window, right? So maybe we need to actually get out there and find it, not just sit by idly waiting, right? And there I go reading it again. I'm sorry. Hopefully you can see it too. But look at how these really pop. So, you know, we've got Consequences, which is the Devil card. And we've got Power with this panther, right? And the flower there. Look at this, Fire Tom. This is the Knight of Wands. Look at him walking through these candles. They're both panthers. They're both kind of stalking, right? And I'm just randomly grabbing these and they're just lining up beautifully. Look at the purple. Pulls out the amethyst here. Feminine Wisdom. And there's the High Priestess. There's the Queen of Swords with the Three of Cups. And we have Wish Fulfillment. Kind of a lazy Three of Cups, huh? They're usually celebrating, but I guess they're sunbathing, enjoying it out there. These really, really work well. Karma, we've got that goat there with the Queen of Cups and the Wheel of Fortune. So there's kind of two karmas speaking to you. It's a great deck. So Release with the butterfly. And we have Five of Wands and the Good Kitty, which is the World. Or Judgment, sorry. But look at that. Look at the colors, the yellows pulling out, the fire. It just works so well together. And again, I wouldn't have put them together until I actually did. And, you know, it takes a lot of time with all your decks to have them all over the floor. And you just randomly pair them until one of them pops. And look here, the raven, the black, pulls out this cat. And there's that cat. So it really draws your eye, right, to details. The red ribbon with the spiral here and the sky there. It really, you know, brings each other out when you've got different colors going on, I think. Freedom. Wow, look at, there's the devil. The other one was Justice, my apologies. But this is the devil there. And look at that demon cat holding down the bird with the Nine of Swords, right? These fears and being trapped, right, with freedom. Pretty cool. There, see, there's some people. Forgiveness with Two of Pentacles and Five of Cups. Boy, that's all, you know, that is a miffed cat, if I've ever seen one. A wet cat. So anyway, yeah, look at, again, this is the last one I'll do and we'll move on. But the golds and the yellows here pulled out lightning, right, out of the sky, like instinct. Ten of Swords with 10 of Cups. Just beautifully work together. So yeah, Mystical Cats and the Mirror Oracle. And we'll move on. Okay, another favorite, the Craft Felt Tarot. This one really took me by surprise too. Yeah, not only the work that she put into this, but goodness, I love this little book. And anytime I bring this up, I always talk about this because these are just so easy to read, beautiful. And, you know, these, I just can't say enough about the little haikus because they are spot on. Anyway, sorry, really rambling there. So let's pop these out in half. And because these are quite jewel toned, very rich in color, right? I've got a lot of reds and greens and a lot going on. I wanted something a little more subdued. So I went with the Familiar Field Oracle. These are almost minimalistic in appearance, but they have keywords, which I love. And they have color, which also, you know, brings each other out. So pop some open here. Oops, and we got some backwards. Sorry, I do use these. Goodness. Okay, so I had to fix them because they were a lot wrong way. So that'll be a hard edit. Sorry about that. You know, when you use it, they get all mixed up. So here we go. So yeah, look already at, you know, how this is more subdued. So these really pop, right? So you're going to pull some and then pull some here. So we've got Ace of Wands and we've got the Ray with suppression, calibration, and flow. And look at that, Ace of Swords too. Whole lot going on there, right? But the Ray is more subdued, so it's more gentle, right? So here we have the Four of Pentacles, you know, tightening, holding on to what you have. And we have the Panda here. Solitude, tranquility, contentment. So that's kind of in line with that, right? You're just kind of hanging out, content with what you have. But then look, we got the Eight of Wands there. So pow, these two really stand out with this silent little gentle, you know, psst, message in the middle, right? And wow, look at these colors really pull out the Eight of Wands there. That really, really pops. So there we have the Rooster. Got Seven of Cups. And the Rooster has keywords, resurrection, optimism, and spotlight with the King of Pentacles. So these are so easy to read. I love them. But look at the colors, the oranges being pulled from the carrots in his hand. You know, just the green in the cup is pulled with the grass, with the carrot tops, right? It just kind of blends in together. And look at this. Five of Wands, whole lot of conflict. We've got the Tower, and look at here, the Octopus, skill, expansion, chaos, right? Look at this chaos going on, and yet the Octopus is like, nope, you got this. Use your skills, handle, manage that chaos, right? Kind of calms it down. Beautiful, beautiful colors. Orca whale, beautiful. See how these are subdued, yet the craft felt is just really, really pops. I've said that 50 times, haven't I? I'll bet you have a drinking game how many times I say pop. There we go. So yeah, that is a fantastic pairing. They work, again, I wouldn't have thought to put, you know, these two together. And until you do, and you see the colors really bringing each other out and how they talk with each other, it's surprising. So try it with yours on ones that you don't think they would even, you know, look good together. Some of them, yeah, you might say, oh my gosh, you know, remove that instantly. But a lot of them work very well together. So I've got one more to pull out, and that will be the spring decks. Okay, so we have the Enchanted Forest Felines Tarot. Again, another cat one. Oh my goodness, I'm glad I have this one though. Here's the deck. Pull it out here. Again, you know, yes, it's another cat deck, but they really speak to me. So gorgeous, gorgeous artwork. Kind of like the Cottage Magic Tarot artwork. But they're just so easy to read. So again, with this artwork, I wanted something a little more, you know, bold to go with them. So I found this on Etsy, the Sacred Reflections Oracle. These are hand painted. Really nice guidebook, by the way. And you get a ton of cards with this, by the way. So here we go. There. So, you know, you can see we already have, you know, there's a little black cat there pairing with the devil there. Let's do some pulls and we'll see. Oops, just randomly grab. Transformation. So you are a mid-metamorphosis. There's the Ace of Swords with the Eight of Pentacles. And, you know, we have keywords. We have reds here, reds here. This is the one I'm actually currently using. So there's a few cards missing because I've got them out on my table for my daily draw. But shouldn't miss anything from here. See how they really speak to each other. Adventure. Try something new. We've got the Hang Kitty and the Knight of Cups. Ego. Balance the ego's influence. So look at that, you know. Sure you're seeing what I'm seeing there. And of course it has yes and no, which I also love. Priestess. Answer the call for spiritual leadership. Six of Swords. 10 of Swords. Something's done, so, you know. Water Spirit. Look at the colors. They just really, really match each other quite well. Gratitude. Enter the realm of boundless possibility with the 10 of Cups and the Empress. And look at the colors here, pulling from the flowers, the rainbow, destruction, Queen of Cups, Four of Pentacles. Challenging times reveal inner strength, right? Strength of emotion, keeping what you have safe. The sun, bask in the light. And look at how the sun goes with the Chariot there. All these autumn colors, these oranges and golds. Queen of Swords with the Hermit. Balance. Find life's rhythm. Beautiful. But all of these decks, I think, have been nice spring decks. In fact, the backs are, you know, cherry blossoms. You can't get more spring than that. But yeah, they're spring. They're playful. They're new. They're energetic. So that was all of them for spring. The next one I'll be doing is obviously the summer. We'll keep the seasons plowing through. And then we'll do fall and winter. So hopefully you enjoyed this as much as I did. Hopefully it wasn't boring for you, but I find it fascinating to pair and see how, you know, decks communicate with each other and how the colors and the actions and the keywords all, you know, answer each other. So I will see you in the next one.